This is a generational risk. The New York Knicks have once again been linked to an NBA superstar on the trade block, and this is absolutely insane considering the trade package that the New York Knicks would have to give up in order to land someone who does not fit the team at all, does not fit the team's timeline, and genuinely would make the New York Knicks worse. And we're going to break all of this down. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Knicks Digest. It's Chris here, and we're going to jump right into things as always. Guys, if you're a fan of the channel and are enjoying the videos, make sure to subscribe. If you're part of that 68% that's not subscribed, this is the place to be for all Knicks content, whatever the video is on, whether it's Knicks news, rumors, updates on injuries, trade reports, trade rumors, a bunch of different stuff. We got great live streams as well, and we're going to get back on that TikTok grind. You guys don't want to miss out, but let's jump into the video. We have a lot to talk about. The New York Knicks have been linked to none other than the man who absolutely burned them multiple years ago in Kevin Durant. Now, obviously, a lot of people are past the Kevin Durant trade talks. I certainly am, but it is still coming up in Knicks circles, and it's hit the tipping point. It's hit the point where it's become as big of Kevin Durant to the Knicks noise as we've heard since 2019. So let's jump into it, guys, because there is a lot to discuss here. The New York Knicks, in an article by ESPN Insiders, were linked as a potential team to trade for Kevin Durant in a deal where the Knicks would send out OG Anunoby and Mitchell Robinson in return for Kevin Durant, what I think is an absolutely absurd trade. Now, diving into the reasoning for this, it was mentioned by Andre Snellings, an ESPN NBA insider, that the Knicks get Durant after missing out to their crosstown rivals 6 years ago. Keyword 6 years ago, when KD was 30. Not 36. Why? Why would the Knicks do this just because they missed out on him 6 years ago? That doesn't make any sense. It's literally a pointless signing or a pointless trade for the Knicks to make. Actually, no, it's not pointless. What the Knicks do here is they dump off OG Anunoby because everyone knows that he doesn't do anything useful like play the entirety of the Knicks defense, and also dump off Mitchell Robinson, who everyone knows he doesn't do anything useful except be the one rim protector on the team. Outside of that, yeah, why not? Let's just trade for Kevin Durant. Let's take on KD, an aging veteran who, yes, is still one of the best players in the NBA, but has dealt with a plethora of injuries over the last couple of years. Ever since he tore his Achilles, he's dealt with a lot of injury issues. In the process, let's get rid of OG Anunoby, who's been one of the Knicks' best defenders, and Mitchell Robinson, who is arguably the Knicks' best defender on the team. This trade makes less than no sense for the New York Knicks. It makes less than no sense for just anyone who's trying to win a championship. It works for the Suns. OG and Mitch are a great addition, or two great additions for that Phoenix Suns team. It makes the Knicks worse. This is the most name value early 2000s trade the Knicks could make because it's just backwards. Yeah, you get a good name in Kevin Durant. Yeah, he's really, really good. At the same time, you give up anyone who's a great defender on the New York Knicks, leaving Mikal Bridges as the sole defense on this team. Now, diving into some more reasoning by Snellings, he mentioned that the Knicks' offense is strong, but requires consistent heavy lifting from Jalen Brunson to create for other finishers in the lineup, and that's mostly on Tibbs, that they're not running offensive plays. Well, Durant is one of the greatest finishers in NBA history and would pair with Brunson and Karl-Anthony Towns to give the Knicks one of the most efficient and productive offensive cores in the NBA. They'd be really good on offense. The Knicks are already good on offense, though, but they'd still be great on it. We also know that Kevin Durant has had so much success joining teams with two other score-first players, whether it's been the Nets with James Harden and Kyrie Irving, or whether it's been the Phoenix Suns with Bradley Beal and Devin Booker. We know those have always succeeded well. There's so many championships and conference finals appearances to show that it was such a great move. I don't think Kevin Durant knows how to win. I think he believes that there's a way to win and that he thinks it's just through all scorers, adding as much scoring onto a team as possible, which has clearly not worked for Durant over the last 6 years. But screw it, let's try again on the New York Knicks, a team that he actively did not want to go to and then said the Knicks are not what's cool in the NBA anymore. Yeah, his manager, Rich Kleinman's a Knicks fan. Well, they had their chance. Kevin Durant had his chance to go to the New York Knicks 6 years ago, and he didn't. He signed with the Brooklyn Nets instead. So you know what? That's fine. You made a mistake. The Nets are still paying for that to this day. Meanwhile, the New York Knicks are absolutely great. Yeah, Jalen Brunson's injured right now, but he's going to be back, according to all reports, pretty soon. Outside of that, they're a third seed in the East, and I understand that they're hardly a finals contender. They could win. I think people are acting like there's no hope for them. They absolutely still have hope. They can catch fire at the right time, and they've never played any of these top teams that they've lost to with a fully healthy roster. Mind you, now Jalen Brunson's going to be out for a bit, and that's going to affect things. And also, Mitchell Robinson was out for a while, and that's a big impact on the defense. Robinson's still ramping up and not at 100% yet, so it's going to take some time. The Knicks are going to be playing their best basketball in the playoffs, assuming Jalen Brunson's 100% healthy by then, which I think he should be. I'd be pretty surprised if he's not. Just based on the injury concerns, you could check out my last video to see that. We broke it down. But when it comes to Kevin Durant here, it just makes no sense. I get it. He's great. I'm not going to act like Kevin Durant isn't great. He's really good. He's still arguably a top 10 player in basketball. On any given night, he's one of the best players in the NBA. Putting up 27 points per game, 6 rebounds, 4 assists. Getting 1 steal per game, 1.3 blocks per game, shooting 40% from 3 and 52% from the field. This is still the same Kevin Durant that everyone knows and most hate. It's the same guy. He hasn't really lost a step on offense at all. He's still doing Kevin Durant things all the time, even in his age 36 season, his 17th year in the NBA. The Knicks don't need a 36-year-old on their team. I'm sorry, they don't. They don't need 36-year-old Kevin Durant for their entire defense. It doesn't make any sense to anyone involved, especially the New York Knicks are a team that is coached by Tom Thibodeau. What do you expect? Tibbs to be like, oh, nice. No defense at all. Let's do this. No, Tibbs would be the worst possible coach for that team. If you want that team, hire Mike Brown as the head coach because he's an all-offense coach anyway, so you might as well dive all the way in and just go with 2 feet first because this would just be absolutely absurd. Leon Rose would not do this trade also. I want to make it very clear that he's not trading a CAA guy in OG Anunoby who's held the defense together by himself this entire year, along with Mitchell Robinson, who I do think Leon is going to trade. I think the Knicks are going to move on from Mitchell Robinson over the offseason because he's only got 1 year left on his contract. He's going to need an extension soon. The Knicks are going to have to extend guys like Mikal Bridges and Josh Hart. So it will come down to the Knicks might not being able to afford Mitchell Robinson without going into the second apron, meaning they would likely move on from him to try to save some money, get some salary relief, and maybe a bit of draft capital as well. We'll see how that happens. It does depend on where Mitchell Robinson is at, what he looks like in the playoffs and all that. That'll have a huge, huge impact on things. So we will see that moving forwards. But definitely just this would be an atrocious trade. I get the risk. And for some teams, it would make sense to take this risk and go all in on Kevin Durant and try to win right now. And the Knicks, they're trying to win now. They have this 4-year window to try to win. But Kevin Durant, making this trade shortens it to a 2-year window on a score-first team with 3 guys who all want the ball, who all want to score first. And that has not worked for Kevin Durant for the last 2 teams. It would not work with the New York Knicks. It would just be flat out stupid like this trade proposal. Yeah, it works great for the Suns. I mean, the Suns would be chilling. They'd be having a great time, but not for the New York Knicks. Guys, let me know what you think down below. Promise there's not going to be a lot of trade videos. Like this video, subscribe, turn on post notifications. Have a great day, and go Knicks.